This is your daily dose of all things royal. Welcome back, my gorgeous, good-looking friends. Recently, in a video that I did, I pointed out that the tabloid media is in overdrive with Harry and Meghan news, as well as Nancy Guthrie here in the United States. It's obvious that there's a lot of distraction going on to keep people looking over here, but not over there when it comes to looking into these Epstein files. If you notice, mainstream media is not really talking about it, aside from focusing on former Prince Andrew, which I do believe that is all intentional. And I pointed out that Meghan is in overdrive to distract everyone from talking about her name coming up in the DOJ list. And in yesterday's video, I specifically called out that we're seeing a whole bunch of nonsense stories of Harry and Meghan really trying their best to distance themselves from Andrew. If you didn't see this video, it's definitely worth a watch. I would go check it out after this one. But anyhow, today we're not even midway through the week. It's Monday. And here we have already on 2 tabloid magazines in the UK with these 2 idiots. And I think that because Harry and Meghan are running out of things to distract everybody with, they're now starting to use these invisible children as the excuse to have something to talk about. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. The first exclusive on Heat magazine, Meghan and Harry's U-turn over the kids. Only Archie and little Betty can save them. Now, with Sunshine Sachs back into the mix, which I don't think they ever left. I think that they kind of chilled out for a little bit after the Queen passed away, but now are going back into full force as they were back in 2021, 2022, when they were cranking out articles left and right. I think we're back there again. What we are watching here is the deep state at work. This is not about keeping Meghan in the headlines because Meghan is a narcissist. This is to keep Meghan in the headlines to distract everyone while we don't focus on things that might be coming, like another pandemic. I mean, if you recall how distracted we all were during that time as a result of these 2 idiots, then you'll recognize how much we didn't pay attention to. Hopefully, people are now awake to see how we've all been manipulated and there are truly evil people running the show. All the things that I've been telling you is no longer a conspiracy. So let's not fall into that trap. I'm going to go through these articles just for your entertainment so we can laugh at Meghan Markle and the stupid people behind her thinking that people are still going to fall for this shit. So this puff piece this week in Heat, it says, Meghan's battle to save her brand with the kids' help. It seems the Duchess has had a change of heart about putting them in the spotlight. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been open about their desire for privacy, in particular when it comes to their 2 children, Archie and little Betty. Previously revealing why they've chosen not to show their faces on social media or in the press, Meghan said, "Our kids are amazing, but all you want to do as parents is protect them." However, after the Duchess of Sussex showed most of little Betty's face in a Valentine's Day post, it seems that the couple have now made a U-turn, with sources telling Heat that Meghan believes her children are her only hope to save her struggling lifestyle brand, as ever, whatever. It's no secret that Meghan is panicking and desperately scrabbling to find ways to build her audience, an insider says. She's been advised that getting the kids involved and shifting her focus to modern parenting could be a way forward. She's been talking about it like this very organic thing, but it's definitely a strategy. Harry still has very strict rules about the children's privacy, so you won't suddenly see Archie and little Betty's faces everywhere. But Meghan feels there's a careful way to let them be part of the story while still protecting them and without crossing any of Harry's red lines. Since stepping back as senior royals in 2020, privacy has been at the heart of Harry and Meghan's family life. In 2021, Meghan told Oprah, "I think life is being able to share stories and parts of our lives that you're comfortable with. But after years of deliberately hiding their children's faces, royal watchers have been stunned by this apparent about face. In the candid snap, which the former Suits actress shared with her 4.4 million Instagram so called paid followers, Harry was seen cradling 4-year-old little Betty as she clutched a bunch of bright red balloons with most of her face visible in profile. Captioning the heartfelt photo, "These two plus Archie, my forever Valentines," Meghan made sure to also include a loving nod to their 6-year-old who wasn't pictured. While some followers praised the post, commenting, "Aw, daddy's girl, so lovely," not everyone was impressed. Others were quick to question the couple's decision to share such a personal moment, asking, "I thought they wanted a private life." The Valentine's Day tribute came just over a year after Meghan made her return to Instagram, having previously deleted her account following her engagement to Harry in 2017. In recent months, the Duchess, whose Netflix cooking and lifestyle series With Love Meghan was recently axed after just 2 seasons, has been gradually revealing more of her children's faces online. Our insider says the post was the end result of months of meticulous planning. There were hours of discussions about how to go about revealing little Betty's face and about what photo should be used, says Heat's insider. Every social media post Meghan makes is always very stage managed, and anytime the kids are involved, it's even more heavily planned. Harry has to be consulted and sign off on everything, and this one took a lot of convincing from Meghan. It's no secret he isn't keen on her putting the kids on social media, but he begrudgingly agreed to the shot they used because it was actually a really sweet image. The source continues, "As much as it looked like it was just a casual snap that captured a special moment, it was actually very planned. It took a ton of work on Meghan's part to get Harry to agree, but all her efforts paid off because the audience engagement was through the roof. The response was enormously positive, so it's likely she'll ask Harry to rethink his restrictions on featuring the kids on socials. It's important. Her brand needs all the help it can get right now." The Valentine's Day post wasn't the first time Archie and little Betty had ventured into the spotlight. They also had a starring role in a family Christmas video, helping their parents unveil the rebrand of their Fugazi Foundation, Archwell Fugazi Philanthropies, although it was carefully edited so their faces weren't shown. In contrast, Harry's estranged brother, William, and sister-in-law, she can't call her Catherine, Kate Middleton, are known for sharing family moments with their kids. Prince George, 12, Princess Charlotte, 10, and Prince Louis, 7, on social media, with their eldest son recently dipping his toe into royal duties, visiting the Passage homeless charity alongside his father. Now, as Meghan ramps up her social media campaign, we're told she's putting motherhood front and center in a bid to revive her brand and bring in the cash to support her and Harry's lavish lifestyle. It was a big kick in the teeth that Netflix didn't renew her show for a 3rd season, but she had to accept it, dust herself off, and move on to the next project, the insider says. Her PR team have told her that she needs to get her social media numbers up. The fact is, when she puts something up about one of her products or even a great photo of herself, people don't engage the way they do when it's a shot of the kids. The photo of Lily and Harry proved that without a doubt. The source adds, there's a strong feeling behind the scenes that she should make the kids an even bigger part of her brand. At the very least, her advisors think she needs to feature them and Harry more, and she doesn't see why that should be an issue. William and Kate share photos of their kids all the time to help promote their family image, and Meghan just wants to do the same. And that's the end. Like, it's so obvious that this came from Meghan's camp. And you see how they're positioning now with distracting everybody with these two invisible children. Like, I honestly believe, and when I said this a couple of years ago, I was joking, but now I think it's very well a possibility that Harry and Meghan may use AI technology until these so-called alleged children turn 18. At this point, with all the deceit and manipulation and the lies that this couple have told, like, nobody cares about these two children. Nobody wants to talk about them. Nobody is curious about them because at this point, even if they did put forward two children that are allegedly theirs, would anybody believe them? Not at this point. I know that I would be skeptical. With Meghan's plan in bringing out these children and using them as pawns in her so-called brand, it's not going to work because at this point, the only people that are really keeping Meghan and Harry alive are those that are criticizing them. And we are smart enough to know not to talk about those children because we know that that's what they want. And that's something that people like myself are not going to give to them because we're smarter than that, right? What Meghan is not getting is that we don't care. Sure, we care about talking about the hypocrisy because we don't want people to forget what they did. But this other stuff, like Meghan missed the window for all of that because she played too many games. She lied too many times. And it doesn't matter how many strategies you need to come up with, you're not going to be able to repair that. So whoever from the deep state on the left is backing this woman, you better just cut your losses because it's not going to happen. Meghan could be seen as a Hillary Clinton 2.0. She's just an unlikable person, and it doesn't matter what Meghan does, nobody will ever trust her. Anyway, let's move quickly into the next article. This one is pretty much the same. I'm going to give you a little bit of flavor of it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you'll understand why I'm doing this so you can see how this is a coordinated campaign and the reason behind it. As it says here, Harry warns Meghan, "Don't turn our kids into stars." Insiders say Meghan Markle's desire to bring Archie and little Betty into the public eye clashes with Harry's thoughts on privacy. Let me go ahead and share this quick article. It says here, she always causes a stir on social media, and Meghan Markle's latest picture, which gave the public a glimpse of her daughter, little Betty's face for the first time ever, has been her most liked Instagram picture to date. Meghan shared a sweet photograph of Prince Harry holding the couple's daughter, little Betty, earlier this month for Valentine's Day, captioning it, "These two plus Archie equals my forever Valentines." The unprecedented look at their daughter marked a major shift in Meghan and Harry's concerns about their children's privacy, having previously gone to great lengths to hide their faces. And sources tell Closer that the new approach is one Harry's not comfortable with. The frenzy of interest in the kids is in another stratosphere. It's more than Meghan and Harry could ever generate, a source tells us. Meghan would never suggest throwing them into Hollywood and letting other people take control, but she does see the benefit of giving them a platform. Meghan is very intentional about every social media post, but anytime the kids are involved, it's even more heavily planned. There were hours of discussions about the Valentine's Day post. Harry had to be consulted and signed off on everything, which he did after a lot of convincing from Meghan. It's not the first time they've split over something like this. It's no secret he isn't at all keen on her using the kids for her social media. He begrudgingly agreed to this shot, though he can't bear to think what the future holds for them. He knows what a struggle it is to live a life in the spotlight. It would feel like a betrayal for him if they inadvertently opened the floodgates of publicity onto Archie and little Betty. As much as it came out looking like it was just a photo snapped at a special moment, it was heavily orchestrated and it took a ton of work on her part to get Harry to agree. He's adamant he doesn't want their kids turned into stars. Harry has long been an outspoken critic of the media and the intrusion he has experienced due to being a member of the royal family. In 2019, he shared a statement regarding the long and disturbing pattern of behavior by British tabloid media and drew comparisons to the way Meghan had been treated and his late mother, Princess Diana. Now, I'm going to stop right here because clearly you can see that the PR team has a message that they are putting out there. Both of these articles are very similar in what they're saying and have been released at the same time. So you know that Meghan is putting this out there because she has nothing left, and Harry's court case is going on right now against the Daily Mail. And even though it's about hacking, the central theme of it is about privacy. And what are these articles pushing? Privacy. Like, it's getting so obvious on how they use the media to create these optics and to influence judgment. And in this case, this is what they're doing. Now, the story that I'm more intrigued with from this magazine is this one, talking about Fergie's meltdown over Andrew's police drama. This is a really quick article, but I found it particularly insightful. It says here, after Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was arrested last week, insiders tell Closer his ex-wife is worried about her future. After months of shock revelations, the scandal surrounding Andrew Mountbatten Windsor escalated last week when he was arrested on his 66th birthday. And now, sources tell Closer that his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson, believed to be in hiding in the United Arab Emirates after spending time with friends in the French Alps, is in meltdown after Andrew's arrest, weeks after the emergence of her links to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Sarah is panicking. This has shaken her. She's repeatedly said she has nothing to hide. She'd be transparent and would cooperate with police. She's not running from anything, our insider says. Sarah has been crying a lot. She's inconsolable. It's not just about the legal side, it's also the humiliating public scrutiny and the feeling that it's all crashing down around her. On the 19th of February, Andrew was arrested by Thames Valley Police on suspicion of misconduct in public office, and searches were undertaken at both his temporary abode on the King's Sandringham estate in Norfolk and his former home, Royal Lodge in Windsor. The former Duke of York was released under investigation and pictured leaving the police station at 7 p.m. the same evening. The arrest came after the force said they were assessing a complaint over his alleged sharing of confidential material with the late sex offender Epstein. While it appeared to be business as usual for the rest of the royals following Andrew's arrests, with Charles attending a London Fashion Week show and Queen Camilla meeting with former Vogue editor Anna Wintour, the king said in a statement that police have their full and wholehearted support and cooperation to carry out the full, fair, and proper investigation. Let me state clearly, the law must take its course, he added. Separating in 1996 after 10 years of marriage, Fergie, 66, once described she and Andrew as the happiest divorced couple in the world, and they continued to live together at Royal Lodge until their eviction at the start of February. Last week, a 2015 clip from a U.S. chat show even emerged of the former Duchess of York branding Andrew, most prominent accuser Virginia Giuffre, a salacious liar, and her ex-husband, with whom she shares daughters Beatrice and Eugenie, as one of the greatest men I've ever met in my life. Although he paid Virginia, who tragically took her own life last April, up to £12 million to settle her civil sexual assault case in 2022, Andrew has always denied any wrongdoing. Our insider adds, Sarah knows no one can protect her now, and certainly not the palace. And she knows the family cannot publicly rally around Andrew, and that leaves her feeling very exposed. She's scared, but for herself. Sarah has weathered scandals before, but she's not certain she'll come out the other side this time. That's what frightens her most. Now, the thing that I find really intriguing here is that even though Sarah and Andrew had divorced, they still were a couple. At least for the last 2 decades, they have been living together. And even during Sarah's dark times, Andrew was in the background helping her out. Now we see Andrew in some really dark moments where I think the lowest point of his life was being arrested last week. She's nowhere to be found. She's off skiing with her friends in the Alps, or she's visiting the Middle East, and there is Andrew left by himself. So, you got to wonder, what's Sarah doing? After going through these files and reading about this relationship that Sarah Ferguson had with Epstein, there's one thing that's pretty clear to me, and that is Sarah Ferguson is a user. And it's unfortunate for Andrew because it does appear that maybe Sarah Ferguson used Andrew as well. Because in Andrew's darkest moment, she should have been there. Even if they're just friends, you've been together and living on the property rent-free of your ex for like 2 decades. And you're nowhere to be found now? You know what I mean? So I really do think that if push comes to shove, Sarah's going to save herself. And if she has to go and talk to the police or, turn on Andrew to save herself, I think she would do it. But that's just my thoughts and opinion. And I would love to know what you guys think. Definitely let me know your thoughts below. As always, I will be back with more content. But until then, please be safe and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Such a fraud.